It's Friday, 31st May 2024. Peace is the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, scores of truck drivers stranded at border between Abia, Rivers states. Abia state government places bounty on killers of soldiers. President Tinubu justifies reintroduction of old national anthem. On the foreign scene, former U.S. President Trump to appeal conviction. I am Constance Mega. Several trucks and petroleum tankers are queued along the Oyibo axis of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, but this is as security agencies blocked the Imo River border this morning. It followed the killing of soldiers yesterday in Abia State by suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who were enforcing the sit-at-home order to mark Biafra Day on 30th May. Our correspondent reports that the trucks which are queued along the border between Abia and Rivers states are heading to different parts of the southeast, where some of the stranded drivers shared their experiences.
So according to what we see online, they posted that they were killing some army men, and we even see the video. They seen that yesterday till today. You're not able to enter Aba because of the issue that is happening there. Even if they was maybe go Aba now, nobody will really go there. Even I myself, they blocks, nobody even cross going to Aba.
In Abia, the people there are having problem with the soldiers, so that's why we are parking here. We are waiting for them to clear the road so we can pass. You have been staying here since yesterday. Yesterday was the sit at home. Today was the soldiers have blocked this Imo gate here, so there's no road. We are seeking for the government help. They should come and help us. We are not feeling fine. We are here. Our money are finished. People that is traveling, they are here also. Look at the pregnant woman. It's also here.
Now yesterday we come here. They say they block road. Say they kill me for Aba.
Well, the blockade followed reports of shooting yesterday morning by suspected IPOB members. They are said to have shot sporadically around the Oyibo roundabout and Komkom community in Oyibo local government area of Rivers State. Correspondent Emeko Tuka, who visited the area, reported Oyibo is calm, with shops and businesses open and a few vehicle numbers within Oyibo town, where some residents spoke to our correspondent.
I'm living in Oyibo here, and there is nothing like gunshots in Oyibo here. We had the half fracas in Abia State. After the problem yesterday, the information we get that the soldiers have blocked the whole express highway.
No any problem for this River State, but in Aba problem they there. Oyibo, there's no problem for the Oyibo, but only them block the road. There's motor cannot pass. There's no truck, no car can pass.
Oyibo is calm. Nothing is happening. Just that the bridge was blocked. Nobody's moving.
Anything gone no happen here. Oyibo don't know man, no problem for now.
Well, earlier, the military confirmed an attack on its troops by terrorists of IPOB and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, ESN, in Abia State on Thursday. A statement by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said 5 personnel were killed. The military also confirmed that 6 civilians were killed in the crossfire that ensued between the terrorists and the troops. Meanwhile, the Abia State government has placed a 25 million naira bounty on the killers of 5 soldiers in the Aba area of the state. It also condoled with the Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Lagbaja, over the incident. A statement by the State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Oke Kanu, said security formations in the state have been directed to treat informants with all the confidentiality required to guarantee their full cooperation and assistance until the criminals are arrested. Moving on, a socio-political group, Rivers Ijaw People's Forum, has warned those hiding under the guise of Rivers Ijaw to insult and disrespect Governor Siminala Ifubara, elder statesman Edwin Clark, former President Goodluck Jonathan, and other Ijaw leaders amidst the political crisis in Rivers State. The membership of the group is drawn from the 12 Ijaw-speaking local government areas in the state. But the group at a media conference in Port Harcourt pledged its support to Governor Fubara's administration and congratulated him for his 1 year in office. Well, the address was read by a member of the group and a rights activist, Ankyo Briggs.
That having spent our time and resources in supporting the administration of His Excellency Nyesom Wike for 8 years, we continue to maintain that this is not an ethnic crisis and shall refuse to play the ethnic card. We therefore object any Ijaw son and daughters accepting to be used as cannon fodder in the political upheaval. We congratulate His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara, Governor of Rivers State, for having meritoriously and successfully governed the state for 1 year.
The Rivers Ijaw People's Forum also thanked former Governor Peter Odili, elder statesman Edwin Clark, Rivers women, all the ethnic groups and non-indigens in the state for their support and prayer for Governor Siminalayi Fubara's administration. Also speaking, elder statesman Atamuno said any attempts to bring in ethnicity to the political crisis in Rivers State would be resisted. He said the Ijaws are in total support of Governor Fubara's administration.
That the crisis in Rivers State is a constitutional matter and not ethnic nor religion. And so we, the judges here, have been following the path of constitutional democracy, that any attempt or effort to drag in ethnic politics into it will not be accepted. So therefore, we have resolved that henceforth, anybody, person or group of persons, either of Ijaw origin or whatever, to say that go against this liberal democracy that the people are enjoying today will be resisted. The same support we gave to Odili, to Amechi, to Wike, same support we are giving to our own sons.
Correspondent Emiko Tuka reports that the event had in attendance the Secretary to the Rivers State Government, Tami Danagogo, former Commissioner for Water Resources, Tamuno Sisigogo Jaja, Professor Obianime Atuboyedia, among other dignitaries. In another development, with 17 days to the end of the tenure for local government chairmen and councillors in Rivers State, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) says it will ensure that local government chairmen do not throw the state into another round of crisis. The NLC chairman in Rivers State, Alex Agwanwo, spoke to correspondent Soibi Oruwari on this.
For the local government chairman, the constitution is very clear. For us, our concern is the welfare of our members. They refuse to implement the minimum wage, not until the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, came on board and insists that they must implement this minimum wage. And that was how the issue started. It is all about their personal interests. They don't have the interest of the people, they have the interest of their local government. And for us as workers, we have stated clearly, for this local government chairman, we're going to resist them. They have declared themselves anti-workers. Even at the point when promotion was going everywhere in the state, they resisted promotion in the local government areas.
On his part, the chairman of Trade Union Congress, Ikechukwu Onyefuru, said the union will stand with the governor to ensure the law takes its course, adding that the issue is a constitutional matter.
The governor is delivering dividends of democracy and it's visible for all to see. I has already mentioned that the rule of law must suffice in Rivers State. So there is nothing to worry about. We are not concerned because we know that the executive governor of Rivers State is in charge, that he will do better than he's even doing now come 18th of June. The rule of law will take its course. When your term of office expires, you do what? You leave. This is a constitutional matter. That's why we say we are not concerned. On the 18th, we will know whether we have a governor in Rivers State or not.
In the same vein, the chairman of the Labour Party in Rivers State, Hilda Dokubo, is urging Rivers people to join hands with Governor Siminalayi Fubara to resist any form of activities that will invite anarchy to the state.
For politicians, there's no exit strategy. So you hear some local government chairmen telling you that they are not leaving. What we as Rivers people need to tell ourselves, and that nobody should come and make the place ungovernable. No stranger enters our state to create any problem. They don't run businesses, they're not career people. The only thing they are used to is government fund taken from taxpayers' money. That's all they're used to. They don't plan exit strategy.
Well, the spokesperson of Action Democratic Congress, ADC, also spoke.
So, and your top is right for any right-thinking person, including themselves. I begin to wonder sometimes why they will begin to behave the way they do. Their continuous loyalty to an ex-governor who is out and struggling that he must be a godfather in all stands is actually causing a lot of issues in the state. Well, we are a very vocal people. We will do the right thing. We will come out and call for them, speak to their conscience for them to leave office.
Still to come, President Tinubu justifies reintroduction of old national anthem. Stay tuned. Rest of the news. The spokesperson of African Democratic Congress, ADC, Lucky Man Egila, says he expects Governor Siminalayi Fubara to extend the infrastructural plans of his administration to rural communities in Rivers State. Mr. Egila made this call while speaking on his expectations from the governor, even as he begins his second year in office. He tells correspondent Sobi Oruwari that the governor should also create new cities to decongest Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government areas.
As we all know, for the past 8 years or more, development has been centered in just few LGAs. I would expect the governor to ensure that the development of the state spreads to other LGAs. I expect him to begin to see how we can open up new cities to decongest, Port Harcourt, relocate some of the ministries to other areas so that civil servants can begin to move into other areas, build more houses, to reduce the high cost of housing that people are facing today.
Mr. Egila also urged the governor to improve on human capital development policies.
He has to concentrate more in the aspect of human capital development because today, as we see it, the state government is not employing much. There are lots of school graduates that are just roaming the streets of Port Harcourt. They need to be engaged in one way or the other. Today, artificial intelligence is the order of the day. So our youth needs training and retraining so that they can be engaged, which of course will also improve the IGRO of the state, and they will have workspaces and they'll be working.
The special advisor to the Rivers State Governor on Environmental Sanitation, Prince Ohia, has called for enhanced collaboration, particularly with community leadership, to foster a cleaner and more visually appealing environment. Speaking during a meeting at the Rivers State Waste Management Agency, Riwama office in Port Harcourt, with youth leaders and heads of sanitation committees from Port Harcourt City, Obiakpo and Ikwere local government areas, Mr. Ohia advocated for strengthened partnership, assuring that the agency is committed to integrating them to facilitate their operational roles. He expressed concern over the dumping of refuse in unauthorized areas such as road medians, waterways and drainages, and warned that such actions contravene established laws. Mr. Ohia reiterated that dumping is permitted only between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. daily and urged community leaders to be vigilant in order to curb indiscriminate waste disposal. While community representatives that spoke at the interactive meeting agreed to work in synergy with the government to achieve desired results. In other news, President Bola Tinubu has justified the reintroduction of the old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, saying it was a priority for him. President Tinubu signed a bill on Wednesday, bringing back the old national anthem, a move that triggered criticisms across the country. But during a meeting with the Ariwa Consultative Forum at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, the president dismissed the critics, insisting that the reintroduction of the old anthem is not a misplaced priority. On the international scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that he will appeal his historic conviction in his New York trial. Mr. Trump claimed his trial was rigged. The former president was convicted on all 34 counts of falsifying business records in his trial on Thursday. Well, this is the first time a former or serving U.S. president has been found guilty of a crime. Well, he can still run for president. He could still be sent to prison when he's sentenced on 11th July, but legal experts say a fine is more likely. And that's it on the news this evening. But before we go, let's look at the highlights. You heard that many truck drivers were stranded today along the Oyibo axis of the Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, following killing of soldiers in Abia State. The Abia State government has placed a 25 million naira bounty on killers of soldiers. President Tinubu has justified the reintroduction of the old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. On the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump says he will appeal his conviction of falsifying business records. The news was edited by Martha Okirenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you for listening.